All right, Rebels, welcome to the beginning of something different. This is Podcasters Business Insider, the show where we stop treating podcasts like a hobby and start building it like a business. If you've ever felt like you're putting hours recording, editing, posting, and still wondering why your growth has stalled, why the money isn't coming in, or why it feels like you're just shouting into the void, you're not alone. And that's why this show exists, because podcasting isn't just about hitting record. It's about building systems, creating communities, and turning your voice into a platform that can actually change your life. This isn't another how-to podcast. This is the insider's playbook for rebels, creators who refuse to play small, who refuse to play by outdated rules, and who want to build something undeniable. What exactly is Podcasters Business Insider? Picture this. You've just finished recording an episode. You hit publish, and for a moment, you feel unstoppable. But then the reality hits. The numbers aren't moving. The growth isn't showing up, and the sponsors aren't knocking on your door. You start to wonder if all this effort is even worth it. That's where this show comes in. Every week, I sit down with people who have been in your shoes, podcasters who started from nothing, live streamers who turned a side hustle into a career, entrepreneurs who built something real out of thin air. These aren't celebrities with endless budgets. These are rebels just like you who figured out how to build smarter. And when you hear their stories, it's not just inspiration you'll get, it's the blueprint. We'll break down how they did it, the missteps they made, and the tactics they used so you can apply them with the same strategies to your own podcast. Now, here's the twist. It's not just interviews. Every weekday, I go live with the latest news and insights from podcasting and the creator world. Think of it like your daily intel drop, short, sharp, and designed to keep you one step ahead. Put it all together, and PBI becomes more than just a podcast. It's your inside line to the business of podcasting, the playbook for turning your show into something bigger. Now, let me be real with you just for a moment. Why did I start Podcasters Business Insider? A few years ago, I launched a show called The Fitness Oracle. And at first, I was on fire. I was booking guests, publishing episodes, chasing down every idea I could think of. For a while, it felt like I was unstoppable. But the truth, behind the scenes, I was falling apart. I was spending hours editing into the night. I was pouring money into tools I didn't know how to use. I was obsessed over chasing downloads, refreshing analytics like they were going to magically change my life. And the worst part, I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a roadmap. I was running myself into the ground for something that wasn't built to last. I remember nights where I sat thinking, why am I doing this? Is anyone even listening? What's the point? And I know I'm not alone. And I know I'm not the only one who feels that way, because that's where most podcasters get stuck. They love what they're doing, but passion alone doesn't pay the bills. Passion doesn't build systems. Passion doesn't stop burnout. That moment was my wake-up call. I realized that if I wanted my voice to matter, I couldn't keep treating my podcast like a hobby. I had to build it like a business. I had to study how entrepreneurs think, how creators scale, how brands grow. That's why I built TechForge Media Group, and that's why Podcasters Business Insider exists. Because I don't want you to hit the same wall I did. I don't want you to burn out chasing numbers with no strategy. I want you to build something sustainable, something undeniable. Your voice deserves that, and so do you. So, where does that bring us? What's the mission behind Podcasters Business Insider? At its core, our mission is rooted in one simple idea: success with purpose. Because let's be honest, a podcast that makes money but doesn't make an impact isn't really a success. A podcast that inspires but burns its creator out isn't sustainable. The sweet spot, the goal, is building a business that creates impact, income, and integrity all at once. That's what Podcasters Business Insider is here to deliver. Now, let me break it down into how we're going to do this together. 1, education and empowerment. Every podcaster needs a roadmap. Through our long form interviews with thought leaders and our daily live business updates, you'll get practical step by step guidance that you can actually apply. Whether you're launching your very first episode or scaling to the next level, you won't be guessing. You'll have a playbook. 2, community building. Success doesn't happen in isolation. That's why PBI isn't just a podcast. It's a hub. Through live Q&A sessions, interactive groups, and yes, the Rebel Intel newsletter, we're building spaces where podcasters connect, collaborate, and grow together. Because one conversation in the right community can change the entire trajectory of your show. 3, purpose-driven content. We believe podcasting isn't just about downloads. It's about resonance. It's about aligning your show with your values and creating content that matters. Whether that's telling stories that inspire, shining a light on issues that need attention, or simply creating a platform where people feel seen and heard. We want every listener to walk away knowing their podcast serves a greater purpose. 4, sustainable growth. Passion is fuel, but systems are the engine. That's why we'll cover not just how to grow your show, but how to grow it sustainably. We'll dive into real monetization strategies, from affiliate partnerships to premium content, from memberships to merchandise. You'll learn how to build income streams that don't just pay for your podcast, but fund your future. 5, inspiration and innovation. At the heart of it all, stories matter. That's why you'll hear the journeys of podcasters, entrepreneurs, and creators who embody resilience, creativity, and grit. These aren't just feel-good tales. They're blueprints for what is possible when you combine purpose with process. And here's why all of this matters. We're not here to follow outdated rules of the podcasting industry. We're here to write new ones, to prove that underdogs with the right systems, right strategies, and the right mindset can outpace even the biggest networks. That's the mission of Podcasters Business Insider, to help you build a podcast that isn't just another file in the feed, but a platform, a business, and maybe even a legacy. So now that you know what Podcasters Business Insider is all about, let's talk about what's coming next. Over the next few weeks, we're going to dive into the real business of podcasting, how creators are turning shows into movements, how podcasters are finding smarter ways to monetize, how live streamers are building audiences that stick. We'll break down the strategies that work, the myths that need to die, and the rebel tactics that can help you grow faster without burning out. And that's not all. Every weekday, we'll be live with PBI Daily, your short, sharp, no fluff intel drop. If you've ever wondered how podcasting intersects with business trends, tech shifts, or the creator economy, that's where you'll get the insights you'll need to stay ahead. And if you're ready to start strong right now, I've got two things for you. First, grab the free 15 steps to kickstart your podcast checklist. It's the roadmap I wish I had when I started, and it'll help you avoid the mistakes that burn most creators out. Second, join the Rebel Intel newsletter. Every week, I share wins, losses, and experiments happening here inside PBI, plus tools that you can utilize in your own business to grow your podcast. Think of it as your insider's playbook, the stuff you won't find anywhere else. This is just the beginning, Rebels. The best is yet to come. And if you stick with me, you'll see exactly how we're rewriting the rules of podcasting one episode at a time. And that's it for a very first episode of Podcasters Business Insider. This is just the beginning, the foundation of a movement where underdogs become undeniable, where rebels like you stop playing small and start building podcast empires. Remember, your voice isn't just for talking, it's for taking over. If you're ready to go deeper, grab the 15 steps to kickstart your podcast checklist and sign up for that Rebel Intel newsletter. That's where you'll get behind the scenes playbooks, experiments, and the insider lessons we're learning in real time. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, keep building, keep rebelling, and never forget, the mic is yours.